G'day guys, Aaron here from Adelaide RV Service Centre. Today we got 6 easy steps that you guys can do in between your travels to keep the general maintenance of your van up to scratch and make things run smoothly for next time it's in use. These 6 easy steps, they can be done at any time during your main service intervals and just help things run smoothly. One of the first steps you want to do is have a quick visual inspection of your rim and tyre before any trip or in between, just to make sure they're up to scratch, no damage is visible. So obviously you can check the tread on the front, make sure there's plenty left on the tyre, make sure there's no gouges, any damage to the sidewall or the rim. Then what you want to do is check the tightness of the wheel nuts and also the centre cap Allen keys as well. So on this centre cap, you'll have a series of Allen keys, 5mm. Only 3 of them are actual bolts, the others are just for looks. But what you want to do is just go around, just give them a quick tighten up, and that'll just make sure that if they were loose, they don't rattle and come off during your trip. Depending on your make or model of caravan, sometimes the centre cap can interfere with the wheel nuts itself, so this cap might need to be come off before you can check the torque of your wheel nuts. Here in the service centre, we like to use a torque wrench just to check the final torque of the wheel nuts. We go by the factory specification of 135 Newton meters. If you're at home and you don't have a torque wrench, you can just use a wheel brace and tighten it as tight as you can. And then later on, you can always, when you have access to a torque wrench, do it then. Good practice when you're tightening the wheel nuts is to always do opposites or in a star pattern as you go around the tyre, just to make sure it pulls up the wheel nice and even. As well as the wheel nuts, you might want to just have a quick look at the tyre inflation before you head off as well. We generally do about 45 to 50 PSI for the big off-road tyres, but you can also go by what's on the caravan compliance plate. So another item that we can look at for the preventive maintenance is your locks and your drop-down legs. We like to lube them up, keep the key barrels turning nice and freely, keep the dust out of them. We use a good quality silicone spray here in the workshop from Worth. Opposed to that, you could probably use a bit of graphite powder if you've got that at home, but I probably wouldn't mix the two together. I would keep either silicone spray or the powder, keep them separate. Also, if you go to use a WD-40 or something like that that stays wetter for longer, you might find that the dust might get attracted to it. So try and stay away from those more wet sort of lubricants. Another item you might want to look at is your windows, your struts, your latches, your seals, also the blind. You know, just quick visual inspection, make sure all the screws are nice and tight, make sure the knobs loosen and tighten, make sure the window seals are seated correctly and haven't popped out. Just a quick visual inspection of these things can help, prevent things from happening down the track and just keep them in good working order. Another item you guys might want to have a quick look at in between trips is just all the screws and the various caravan fixings. We've got struts, we've touched on it on previous videos on cupboard doors, latches and catches and the drawer runners. Just walk around with a screwdriver, just nip them up, make sure they're all nice and tight for your next trip. If when you're walking around tightening up the screws, you come across ones that continue to come loose, what you might want to do is just add a bit of Loctite or glue to those. It'll just help keep them nice and firm. If that still doesn't help and you want to prevent it from happening further, you might want to move up to a larger scale screw, either larger gauge or slightly longer, depending if it'll allow it, which can get you out of trouble as well. So another item you might want to look at between travel is your water tanks, either your freshwater or your grey if you've got that fitted as well. So for your freshwater tanks, if you want to flush them out, you can add your solution through the water fillers on the side of your van. You can then fill up your water tank, let it sit, slosh around a bit, and then drain it through the bottom of the tank drain as well. For your grey water, what you want to do is get your sanitised solution, pour them down the drain of your kitchen sink or your bathroom, your shower. That can help dissolve any dirt and grime from those lines. And then to get it extra clean, from the tank itself, you can plug fresh water through an opening on the tank. Most of them come equipped with a breather line, so you could plug your water into there with your valve open and just help flush all that stuff out. We probably recommend that if you're not going to use your van for long periods of time, you leave the tanks empty. This will also just help keep the water tank sensors nice and pristine as well. They tend to get a bit of build up on them as well. You might find from time to time your readings won't be accurate. So this can all help. Another item you might want to look at is your diesel heaters if you have them fitted to your caravan. After your trip for prolonged periods of use, you might get a bit of carbon build up inside the units. So we always recommend after you come back from your trip just to run the diesel heaters up on high. This will help burn off all that excess carbon and just keep the lines all nice and clean. Then when you go to use it future trips, it'll probably start up more easily and be a lot less smoky as well. So there you have it, guys. 6 easy steps of different things that you can have a look at on your caravan at home. Just help with the basic day-to-day maintenance of it and help everything run smoothly. We'll see you at the next one.